So I've been using this new browser for a while now, and even though I miss a few little features from my old one, this one is really good. Okay, let me explain. So ever since the CEO of the browser company announced on the Waveform podcast that they're just abandoning Arc, basically, I was disappointed because Arc was my main browser. Like I used it 90 to 95% of the time, and also because I was holding on to the hope that us Windows users would get all the updates that the Mac users already had from before, and we would get to a point where they would release the updates at the same time for both the platforms. So I decided to look for a new browser. I did sign up for Comet, which is Perplexity's AI browser, but I'm still on the waitlist, so I haven't tried it yet. And while researching, I found the Zen browser, and that is the new browser I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to be mainly comparing to Arc because that is what I used before, and that is what my mind went back to if I saw some similarity or difference. So the first thing is the layout and the UI. When you look at the Arc browser's window and the Zen browser's window, at first glance, they feel identical. Some of the UI components are differently named, but they perform the exact same function.
Like the concept of spaces is exactly the same. You can have multiple spaces, and this one actually has no dead end, so you just revolve back to the first space after the last one. You can set the icons. Favorites are now essentials, and the pin tabs are exactly the same, and even the new tab button. The main window though is a little bigger because the three buttons are hidden, and so you just have to hover on the top and you can see those three buttons. The downloads button though is in the bottom instead of top where it is in Arc, and it's much more consistent in showing all the downloads.
So yeah, I could say it is somewhere between 93 to 95% of what Arc's UI and layout looks like. Second thing is the performance. When you initially start the Zen browser, and it's pretty quick compared to Arc because Arc was just getting slower by the day. I don't know for what reason, but I tried clearing the cache, clearing the data also to an extent, but it was still very slow on startup.
Like, this is how quickly the Zen browser starts, whereas you can see how slow Arc is.
So yeah, the startup is really fast, and under the hood, this is not a Chromium browser. It's powered by Firefox's engine. I think it's called Gecko.
And even though Gecko powers lesser number of browsers than Chromium, it's much more privacy focused.
The difference that you will mainly notice though from any other Chromium browser to this is obviously that you don't have the Chrome Web Store, and so you may not have all the extensions that are there on the Chrome Web Store here. Of course, Firefox has its own extension store, but I believe it's much narrower than the vast Chrome Web Store. And also, the Zen browser is actually pretty resource intensive.
Like, it takes up a significant amount of memory space even when it's running an average number of tabs.
The third thing is features. So, as I mentioned, the layout is much similar to Arc, and so a lot of the features are also the same. And so, if you're transitioning from Arc, you will not have a lot of confusion as to where things are because they're in similar places. Now, I do miss a few features from Arc. One of my favorites was the little copy link button, which is not a huge feature, it's a tiny little one. It's basically a dedicated button to directly copy the URL instead of having to go to the address bar, select it, and then copy. I also miss Arc Max features, especially the tidy tabs button. The Zen browser also has a feature set of its own.
Like you can quickly reopen the most recently closed tab. You can choose from a bunch of tools to customize your toolbar. And you also have features from Arc like Peek, which is now called Glance. Overall, as the name suggests, the Zen browser is a much more calmer approach in this age of AI agentic browsers.
So overall, is this an arc killer? Well, I wouldn't use those words, but it's definitely replaced Arc in my workflow, and it is a very good replacement. And since it's a new browser, there is some hope that it will not be abandoned immediately and we'll get features for as long as possible. That was it. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and you're into tech stuff, do subscribe.